Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I've missed you guys so much. I know I haven't been posting any videos about sorority life, but I did tell you guys that this summer I'm just going to be doing my own thing. So if you guys want to see what I've been up to, just look at my channel and check out those videos that I posted recently. I've been to the mountains, I've been to the ocean. It's been a hot girl summer for real. But today's video we are going to be talking about pledging with your bestie, and these are just some tips that I recommend doing if you and your bestie decide to pledge together, or in another instance, if you are accepted by the sorority and your best friend is not. What do you do? What are some tips that you guys can follow? So if you guys want to know how to do that, just keep watching this video. So let's talk about what would happen if you and your best friend are both invited to intake. I think that it's important when you're pledging with your best friend to have some rules established between the two of you. It could be anything that you guys deem necessary, but just what do you think would be important things that you guys should talk about, or important things that you guys should do to maintain your friendship while you're joining the organization that you want to join. I just think that it's important to communicate with each other at all times. The other thing that I would recommend doing is to not isolate yourselves when you're continuing your sorority or fraternity journey. Do not isolate yourself from the other people who are joining the sorority with you. Make sure that you guys are always communicating with everyone while you're communicating with yourselves, because you don't want to create a divide between the girls who are, or guys that are going in with you. You want to always make sure that the lines of communication are open between everybody, so that people don't feel like you're being isolated or you're creating a clique, because that tends to happen sometimes. The other advice that I would give involving joining with your bestie is to share information at all times. You want to make sure that you're helping each other out at all times, because you're in it together. So you want to make sure that you guys are on the same page at all times, and that you guys have everything correct amongst yourselves, and then help the people in the other group as well. Now, there are some instances where you and your bestie apply to join an organization and one is accepted and the other is not, and a lot of people have asked what would they do in that regard, or what should they do in that regard. I hope that doesn't happen to any of you guys, but it has happened before. So this is just my advice on what to do when this happens. When this happens, I think that it's very important to still celebrate the other person. Whether it was you who wasn't accepted or them who weren't accepted, make sure that you guys always celebrate each other, because it's not the other person's fault that they were accepted and you weren't. So you want to make sure that they don't feel bad because you weren't accepted. If you're a true friend, then it would not bother you that your friend was accepted and you were not. We'll talk about that in a second, but make sure that you don't make that person feel bad, and that person who was accepted shouldn't make you feel bad because they were accepted and you weren't. I don't think that it's fair to rub it in if you've been accepted and your friend hasn't. I think that's very poor friendship behavior. So I do not recommend doing that. I recommend celebrating each other in a healthy way, and I'll give you guys the next steps after that. The next step that I would recommend, or the next advice that I could give for those of you who've been accepted and the other person hasn't, I know that it's your best friend, but I do not think that it's wise to share information about the organization after you've been accepted. I say that because there are rules against these things. So as bad as you want to tell your best friend what's going on in a chapter, or as bad as you want to tell them what's going on in an intake process, please don't do that. Please keep your information to yourself. If your friend is actually your friend, then they won't ask you any questions and you won't tell them anything because it's against the rules. So please keep that information to yourself. Later on in life, I think that you can share that information once they're accepted again, which brings me to my next point. So just because your friend has been accepted into the organization for intake and you haven't, don't let that deter you, because if anything, that's one other person that will be in your corner for next time when you're interested in joining. Say that you guys are both freshmen or sophomores and one of you is accepted by your junior year. When they have a process again, you already have someone in the organization who will vouch for you and who will recommend that you join the chapter because you guys are close friends. So keep that in mind when you're interested in joining an organization and you don't get picked. I think that it's important throughout the entire process, be it you guys be accepted or not, to stay friends. And I say that because you never know what the future holds. You never know what's going to happen. Even if that friend was accepted and you weren't, that person may be the person that you need in the chapter to vouch for you in the future. So I strongly recommend maintaining relationships. Don't be salty, don't be angry, don't rub it in, don't be arrogant. try not to change, because joining an organization does change people sometimes. But if you are trying to help your best friend and your best friend is trying to help you, try to stay who you are. Keep being yourselves, and just bring that out again when you apply again to join an organization, because then your friend can say, I've known this person consistently for several years. They do not change. They're hard workers. They have the potential that we need in this sorority chapter right now. Let's invite her in. And then there you have it. There are different ways to get into an organization as best friends, whether you join together or not. So I just want to let you guys know that there is a process to this, and that you shouldn't be discouraged if your best friend doesn't get in. And if you guys get in together, celebrate that moment, because it's a milestone in life that should be celebrated with friends and family. So I just think that it's important for you guys to know that there are other options out there for you. I think that you guys could really benefit from this information. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will be back with more videos. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.